Hi everyone, it's Peg, and I can't believe it, but today is the 19th day of our November challenge. And um, that being said, I am on my way to Madison, Wisconsin for one-of-a-kind rubber stamp show. I really want to meet up with my friends and have a great weekend crafting. And my craft room is destroyed because I've been packing and trying to get things together because I'm not even sure what I'm going to be making or doing there. I know I have 3 tables in the car to set things up, and we will be making all kinds of fun things, but I'll do my best to share what happens with you. Um, so today's theme is food, and I wanted to do something quick. Yeah, well, quick was ending up being about 30 minutes instead of 15 because I got to playing around and coloring and got my Tombow markers out, and I have this stamp with a bunch of fruit on it, which I thought was very appropriate for food, since we all need our fruits and veggies. And I happen to like this stamp. It's from a company that is now defunct. I don't think anybody took them over. If they did, let me know because I really like their stamps. It was called Me and Carrie Lou. It was out of Lakeland, Florida, and these stamps were from 1998. Yes, I said it, 1998. Um, been stamping longer than that, but that's when those stamps came out and when I got those. And I have to say, I really loved her detail and how feminine and pretty these stamps were. So I thought the thing that was appropriate to use with these would be watercolor. And since I have been packing, I wasn't sure where some of my other watercolor products were, so I grabbed my Tombows. Good old Tombows, they always come in handy. And I am just coloring in my image that I have stamped with Versamark, watermark stamp pad, and embossed with white embossing powder. And, this could be any white embossing powder. I think mine is probably from Stampendous or Ranger. I've had it for years. That's why it looks lumpy. Because, yeah, I've had it for years and it's still good and I still use it. And yeah, I just keep it in these containers because it's easy because I can pour stuff in and out rather than those little jars. And of course, I had always started out buying the great big jars because I thought everybody needed a big jar, right? Because I'd be embossing for the rest of my life, right? Oh my. So anyway, I'm using a water barrel brush to blend the color from the Tombow. These Tombow work just as well as the Zig Clean Color or my watercolor pans or anything else. I've been using Tombows for years. I think they were one of my first coloring mediums. Tombows and La Plumes. La Plumes are also a real good water-based marker if you're looking for a water-based marker. Course markers. How many kinds of markers can you have? Lots. Let me tell you, you can have lots. I have Big Brush. I have Tombow. I have La Plume. I have Tim Holtz Distress. I have the alcohol ink type. I have paint type. Yeah, it just goes on and on, folks. And you can have it all too if you want to, or you can pick your favorite. And what I did when I started with the Zig Clean Color is I bought a few. I bought maybe 5 or 6 colors in the primary colors just to try them out, just to see, do I really like these? Do I really need these? Do I really want these? And then I waited for a sale. And let me tell you, I got a good price on Amazon. And I was surprised because I'd been to shows, I'd seen them around, and I think the first ones I bought were, I don't know, $5 a piece or something like that, $4 to $5 a piece, and you can get them like maybe $1 or $2 now. So yeah, Tombows you can buy at your local craft stores. You can use a coupon. I mean, there are lots of ways to get watercolor markers. So and there's nothing wrong with just plain watercolor pans. I have those too. Actually, I need to grab my traveling one to go with me. I have koi, I have, 'cause I like watercolor and I like the shimmery watercolors like the magicals and H2Os and, all of those pretty things that give a lot of shimmer. But I was looking for more of a pastel watercolor look for this. So that's what I am getting and that's what I'm going for. So anyway, like I say, I'm going to one of a kind rubber stamp show in Madison, Wisconsin. If you guys are going to be there, look me up, because I'd love to meet you in person. I'd love to see what you're doing. Come and craft with me. Hey, we got a big room. We're going to be crafting. Um, and, I go to these shows. You guys see me do a lot of things, but I like the exposure. I like seeing what companies have on the market. Not necessarily so much to buy. Sometimes I buy a lot, sometimes I don't buy much of anything, um, depending on what's there. But um, I know some of the companies that will be there. I like to support them. Stampers Anonymous has always been one of my all-time favorite rubber stamp companies. They even make the stamps for Fun Stampers Journey, so I know they're good. Um, but I like rubber stamps. I mean, yeah, okay, polymer's all right for some things. If I'm only going to stamp something a couple of times, and yeah, I just don't really dig polymer stamps because you can't heat them, you can't use them for a lot of different things, and real rubber stands up to the heat, stands up to the test of time. Like I said, I've had my stamps for many, many years and they're just fine. Some of the polymer ones that I got last year, you can't even get off the sheet anymore. They've already melted and stuck to something. So that's the difference to me is the quality stamps are going to last and give you a good return for your dollar. And now more and more of the stamp companies are not necessarily mounting them on the wood blocks. I know a lot of people object to having the wood blocks because of storage issues, but they're not such a big issue anymore because unless you really like wood blocks and unless you really want to buy them on a wood block, many companies are selling them on cling mount now without the wood block. So just my preference, if anybody cares. So here's another company. Yeah, I've been at this a long time, and many of the supplies that I have are from companies that are now defunct. Another company that I really liked was Scrapworks. Can you see how well this is done? They had font folders. Do you see how many A's and B's and different letters I have in one folder? Well, I didn't like buying individual packaging that might have one or two letters and then you have to buy another package. I like buying these folders that have multiples of these letters. I don't know, what are there? Maybe 10 across, and you've got both upper and lowercase, and yeah, just really, really nicely done. And I can't tell you how old these are. I don't know, 20, 30 years and they're still working. They're good rub-ons. I get so many of them now, you can't even get them off of the cling sheet. So anyway, another one of my, I must be in one of those moods today where I'm telling about all my pet peeves when it comes to supplies. Okay, so I'm getting off my soapbox now, and I hope you enjoy what I've made for you, and I hope I see you. Bye for now.